I just wanted to hop on here real quick before the thought left me. Um, hmm. So I was thinking, well, talking with my aunt today in the office, and we were discussing like the current state of America right now with Trump's presidency, and it just had me thinking, like, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Democratic people, anti-Trump people. I'm neither. I'm not a Trump supporter or a Trump hater. I'm just here existing and adjusting to whatever's happening, right? And being observant. But it just had me thinking, like, with everything going on that he's doing, right? People are saying that the country is pretty much going up in flames, right? And it just had me thinking, like, for one, isn't it about time somebody came through and just wrecked shop with everything? Like, a true deconstruction of, said government or said establishment to rebuild and restore, right? And I feel like that's exactly what's happening, right? People saying the country's about to burn and we're about to go to war and blah, 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 right? And Trump is doing this, Trump is doing that. And it's just a total deconstruction and destroying of what we know as the American government, right? But again, it's like, in order to have like a full restoration or a full turnaround, there has to be some kind of destruction. Like, the best way I can describe it, and to draw kind of a parallel, Kendrick Lamar a couple months ago dropped a song called, well, it's untitled, but we all labeled it as Watch the Party Die, right? And in that song, he's talking about like the party being hip hop, the culture of hip hop. And he says in one of the lines, we need to burn the village or watch the village burn. And it just made me think about American society, the American government. And it's like, why not watch the village of the American government burn? And the only way for there to be real change, instead of the going alongs and get alongs, there has to be some destruction, and it's like, man, it just made me just think about that. And even, everybody's up in like an uproar about it. But also, one thing that I've learned about life is nothing goes the way that you plan it, the way that you want it to go. It just happens, right? And all we can do is just adjust ourselves and just keep going, and right now, all of us as American people have no choice but to accept what's going on, because for one, we can't change it. Like, everything is been put into place and is in play, whether we like it or not, because we're not controlling it, right? So the best thing we can do is, like Kendrick said, it's time to watch the party die in order for there to be real change, in order for there to be restoration, right? Like, another parallel, I wouldn't say a parallel, but something that I'm looking at it as a different perspective. The fires that happened in LA. As in LA, I lived in LA for 3 years from Philly, and LA is a place that I literally call my second home. And to see what happened, my heart goes to everyone out there who suffered great loss with their homes and their memories and their possessions, and even the people that didn't have homes or anything like that, but still had to evacuate, for people like in Hollywood or whatever, North Hollywood in the Valley. My heart definitely goes out to them. But at the same time, when I lived in LA, like I said, it was a place I called my second home, but that was one of the places where LA really felt like Philly. And I'm not talking Hollywood. I'm not talking about the people of Hollywood. I'm literally talking about the locals, the people that are from there. Like, as Kendrick would say, people south of the 10, right? I used to live in Linwood, and I have, heavy ties with people in Linwood, Carson, Inglewood, South Central, Compton. And when I hang with them, is a different energy. It's a more of like a family type of dynamic, in comparison to Hollywood. But saying that to say, like, even the people who came out there that are not from there, that pretty much mingled and stayed within the Hollywood context, it was a lot of people that were self-serving. And one of the things that I loved about LA and I appreciated was, like, again, it reminded me of Philly, but the people there, they had a work ethic, and a strong ass work ethic like Philadelphians. And it's a real family like culture, just like in Philly. And one of the things that I've always wanted to do, if I had the grand opportunity to live out there, was to give back. Hiring locals, being more connected with locals, and really giving back to the community that served me and helped me grow as a man. Where a lot of Hollywood people, I'm out here for a reason, I'm getting mine and I'm getting out. As you can see, when people started doing the mass exodus, left the whole city dry, and as you can see, with it being a dry city, it burnt up. However, for the locals that are there, this is a time of restoration. This is a time of rebirth, renewal. And I feel like LA has been given back to the people. And only way that was to happen was to burn the village. People may disagree with that, but hey, if you disagree, it's all love. This is just my perspective. But again, tying that into with what's going on in America, it's time to watch the village burn. All we can do is click up, tribe up, and really establish trust within each other when we're doing business, when we're doing commerce, or just intermingling with each other. It's time to really start establishing that trust with each other. And I mean, this goes across the board, but for me, I'm talking to my fellow black people, us African Americans, or foundational black Americans, indigenous black Americans, or whatever you want to call us, BIPOC, everything, all of us. It's really time for us to really click up. All the BS ideologies of the past is fading away now, and it's time to just click up. Going back to that group economics, that I forgot the brother's name. I want to say Dr. Claude Anderson. He talks about it in Hidden Colors of group economics. And with alternative media, alternative news that we have on YouTube and Patreon and all those things, where we're giving honest information, honest opinion, and first person perspective, right? So it's time to really utilize that to get proper information out, to start doing things with a high level of integrity. And I'm telling you, man, once that happens, and as the village burns, while the village is burning, we're still building our own village within the burning village. So by the time it's all burnt down, we already have something established. So yeah, man, I could go so much deeper with just the parallels between, like, Donald Trump and Kendrick Lamar. And they're both Gemini, and ironically, me and Donald Trump share the same birthday. Don't say that with pride, but it is what it is. I'm still a Gemini. So, but yeah, just wanted to give you that tidbit, something to think about, and yeah, catch you on the next one.